today's practice, it may be useful to have a strap and a block. If you don't have that, that's okay. It's not 100% necessary. We will begin on our backs, feet on the floor. Take the feet wide, point the toes in slightly, heels out, let the knees knock together. Take your hands on your belly. Feel the low back spread wide on the earth. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly. For today's practice, I think it's good for us to begin to pay attention to what it is that we create. We're here in our yoga practice, hopefully to create more space in our bodies, in our minds, to create union between body, mind, and spirit. Begin to notice the breath as a creation of the body, creating each inhale and exhale intentionally. Each moment an opportunity to create more awareness, let the knees rock from side to side. And let them stay over to the right. Let the body soften towards the earth. Bring them to the left. Breathing deeply. Bring the knees back through center. Have the strap close by. Hug the knees in. Press the low back to the floor. You could cross the ankles here. Breathe into the belly. Feel the pressure against the hip flexors. Rock side to side. And then hands on knees, draw big circles, massage the low back on the earth. Both directions, if you haven't yet. Keeping the right knee hugged in, left foot on the floor. Take the strap around the sole of the foot, the ball of the foot on the right side. Heel to sky. Left leg can go long. And if you don't have a strap or a tie or a belt or something, some towel, something, then you can just interlace hands behind the thigh of the right leg as the heel draws to the sky. Don't lock out the knee. Keep a soft bend, or it might be a deep bend. It depends on the flexibility of the back of the leg. You're breathing, inviting more space. Begin to take the heel in circles towards the sky. Move in both directions. And pause down center. Now take the strap into the left hand, take the right thumb into the hip crease. Imagine rolling that hip forward and sealing it down towards the earth. And then take the right leg across the meridian of the body. Make sure that the low back stays evenly rooted to the earth. It's not a big twist. It's actually not a twist at all. The torso is flat on the earth. We're stretching the outer edge of the leg. Bring the leg back through center. Another breath or two, reaching up through the heel. Maybe the toes move closer to the back of the mat. And then release the strap, hug the knee in, take it into half happy baby. What can you create here in this pose? In the mind, creating acceptance of the sensation. Sole of the left foot to the earth, knee pointing to the sky, cross right ankle over left knee. Flex the right foot. Moving from figure 4 to reclined pigeon, if that is useful today. Keep working the right knee away from you towards the front of the mat. Breathe more space through the side waist, down into the hips. And take a gentle rocking. Release both feet onto the floor. Hug the left knee in. And take the strap around the ball of the foot. As you reach the left heel towards the sky, the right leg might go long against the earth. Feel the low back wide on the earth here. Breathing. Notice anywhere that might be holding tension unnecessarily. How are the muscles of the face? How are the shoulders, the jaw, the throat? Can you create some more space through the ribs as you breathe in? And then those small circles, heel to sky. Move in both directions. Pause down center. Strap comes into the right hand, left thumb into the left hip crease. Rolling the hip forward, sealing it to the earth as you let the left leg cross the meridian. It might just be the littlest bit. Maybe the foot lines up over the right hip, but it's not going to go much farther than that for anybody. Bring the leg back through center. Pausing down center, reaching through the heel. Maybe the toes move further back, the littlest bit. Maybe it's completely imperceptible to anyone outside of your body. And then bend the knee. You can lose the strap and come into half happy baby. What do you want to create in your life, in this world? The right foot comes to the floor, knee to the sky, left ankle over right knee, flexing left toes, walking right foot closer to the tush. Figure 4 might be plenty for some bodies, and for some, you might take it into reclined pigeon, hugging the right knee in, pressing the left knee away. But feel the low back press on the earth. If you do come into reclined pigeon and the tailbone is pulling up towards the sky, probably you've gone too far. Try and seal the low back onto the earth as you hug the right knee in. Maybe a gentle rocking. Maybe you find a spot in the rock where you pause and breathe. Release, hug both knees in. Let's rock along the length of the spine. Maybe 3 or 4 times, feeling a massage. Until you come up into a crossed shin position, right in front of left. Hands on thighs or knees, shifting side to side, front to back. Maybe little circles. Find the center of the sit bones. And if it feels really tight in the hip flexors, lift the hips by sitting on a block or a bolster. Pile of blankets, something. Float the arms up, inhale. As you exhale, twist over towards the right. Lower left hand onto right knee, right hand behind. Probably the left hip has begun to roll forward, following the left ribs. Keep the left ribs where they are. Just pull the hip on the left side back and down so it's in line with the right. Lifting the heart, sending the shoulders down the back. Belly pulling up and in. Inhale. And exhale, unwind. Roll the shoulders up and down the back. Round the back, tuck chin to chest. Draw the heart forward. Kind of like a cow and cat, but seated. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, the heart reaches forward, the tailbone points back. Once more. Exhale. Inhale. And switch the crossing of the shins. Left in front of right, feet flexed. Shift, find center on those sit bones. Float the arms, inhale. Exhale, twist towards the left. Right hand, left knee. Left hand behind. Shoulders roll down the back. Heart lifts. Neck is long. Right hip, pull it back and down. The breath moves in. The breath moves out. Inhale. Exhale, unwind. Drop chin to chest. Roll it over towards the right, around the back, and through center. Pause. Take it to the second side, over to the left, around the back. Right, center. Tabletop. Hands line up underneath shoulders. Knees line up under hips. Be meticulous about your alignments. Take a look. Press heavily into the inner edge of the hand, more so than the outer edge. On the pinky side, you can press the base knuckle of the pinky to the earth and then out through the fingertip. But we're trying to stay light in the heel of the hand on the pinky side. There's not actually a true joint there. That side is the inner edge of the hand that has the true joint. Lift the heart to press it forward. We're breathing here for a moment. Spread the collarbones. Keep the elbows scooping towards the midline. Belly pulling up and in, round the spine, dome the back, pull the shoulder blades away from one another. Come back through center. Begin to lift the right hand, reach it up towards the sky, look up at it. Exhale, swim it forward, hand to earth. Left hand, lift it up, past the chest, look up. Swim it forward to the earth. Lift the right hand up. Swim it back, flip the fingertips back. Tricked ya. If that's too extreme, take the fingertips out to the side. It just depends on wrist flexibility. Take a moment, little shift side to side, release the wrist. And then swim the right hand back and then all the way forward. Maybe the eyes can follow the hand. Left side, left arm reaches up. Swim it back. Fingertips point towards the knees or out to the side. Heels of the hands line up with one another. Little rocking, forward, back, circle, side to side. Pause through center, swing the hand back like you're swimming it back and forward, hand to earth. All right, right arm lifted up, look up. This time bring it underneath the left side of the body, over towards the other side of the mat, lower the shoulder, lower the head. The left hand can come up onto fingertips. It's a twist here. We're trying to keep the hips in line with one another and over the knees. Press down into the left hand. Inhale, stretch the right arm up. Swim it forward, down to the earth. Left hand, reach it up past the chest to the sky. Exhale, leave it underneath, towards the right side of the mat. Maybe you tent up onto the fingertips of the right hand. Maybe the back of the head is coming towards the mat, or maybe it's just the left ear. Breathe into the ribs. Create more space in this twist. Plant the right hand down. Lift up. Reach up through the left arm. Follow with your eyes, hand to earth. Nice. Walk your hands forward. Tuck the toes. Step back into plank pose. So our shoulders line up over our wrists. Our heels press back. Our belly pulls in. Our tailbone reaches to the heels. Outer hips hug. Inner thighs spiral up. Give a soft bend to the elbows as they scoop in. The knees can be on the floor for supported plank, modified plank there. But this is the distance between hands and feet that we want to keep for downward facing dog. Give the knees a soft bend, press the hips back. Down dog. Keep that soft bend in the elbows as they scoop towards the midline. You can pedal out the feet. Close the eyes here in down dog. What am I creating right here, right now? What are the thoughts that I create? Yes, some of them are habitual patterns that I co-created with society, with my parents, with whomever. But now they belong to me, and I'm the one creating them actively. What do I want to create? Inhale, float forward, plank. Exhale, down dog. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, dog. Walk hands to feet. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Head is heavy. Knees are soft. Grab a hold of opposite elbow. Little bounce maybe a sway. Rooting down evenly into the feet. Working to lift the sit bones towards the sky. Head is heavy. Release the arms. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift halfway, Arda Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold in. Inhale, lift halfway, pause, core engages. Belly to spine, inner thighs spiral back, heart reaching forward. Front ribs to back body. So many things, hands to hips. Outer hips keep hugging, press into the feet, come up to standing with that flat back. Lovely, palms face forward. Tadasana. Float the arms, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Bend the right knee deeply, straighten into the left leg. Right hand can be in front of the right foot, so that knee is coming towards armpit. Left hand onto left hip, twisting the chest. Head heavy. And then switch sides, bend the left knee, plant the left hand. Straighten into the right leg, right hand to hip. Hello, IT band. Take a peek up towards the sky. Nice. Release. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's build that vinyasa. Inhale, float forward, plank. Exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. All the way to the earth for the first one. Press the tops of the feet. Hands are beside the chest. Belly to spine, legs nice and engaged as you seal the toes to the earth. Pelvis to floor, belly to spine. Inhale, heart rolls forward, shoulder blades back and up with the heart. Exhale, lower down. Tops of the feet press. Inhale, lift, low cobra. Keep shooting that heart forward, crown of the head forward. Exhale, lower. If you're coming up higher for a bigger back bend, press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, press into the hands, lifting the legs off the earth. Inner thighs spiral up. Wherever you are, belly to spine, hips up and back, down dog. Shall we build some heat? Maybe we already have. High onto the toes, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop, feet forward. Heart lifting on the inhale. Exhale, fold it in. Plant into the feet to sweep the arms, gather up the sky, draw it to the heart. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, dive, lead with the heart. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank. Through chaturanga. Back bend is the inhale. Downward facing dog draws you back. Right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Draw some big circles. Both directions. Extend the leg. Belly is so engaged here as we square the hips. So the 5 toes on the right foot point to the earth. So does the right hip. Reach back with the heel, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale, up and back. Step the foot through. Wide stance, back knee down. Uncurl the toes. Float the arms. Inhale. Notice if that right hip, I'm really exaggerating it here. That right hip is hiking up. We want to create more space on this right side waist here. So I'm going to draw the hip down and hug it in. And then we're pulling the frontal hip points up. Press into the front heel and imagine you could scrub it back as you try and scrub the left knee forward. So So those two resistance points allow for more opening in the psoas. Inhale. Exhale, twist towards the right. Bring the right hand to the inner left thigh. Sweep the left arm up. Ooh, yum. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the earth. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg, step back, plank, vinyasa or dog. It's hot here in Southern California. If you don't need the extra heat, don't take it. Better to have the energy through the day. Left leg lifted up, bend the knee, open the hip. Draw some circles, both directions. Extend the leg long. Square the hips off. Reach with the heel. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to left tricep, external rotation. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, in the twist to the right tricep. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, foot through to the hands. Back knee down. Float up. So the outer hip, left side, again, drop it down, hug it in. Get a long side waist. Belly to spine, left heel to earth, right knee scrubbing forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, twist to the left. Reach through those fingers, really active arms. You could wiggle them, jazz hands. Drop the left hand to inner right thigh or outer left hip. Reach the right fingertips up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to the earth. Tuck the back toes. Step back, vinyasa or dog. What are you creating with the breath? Are you creating a sense of calm, serenity? Are you creating a touchstone to focus the mind? Are you creating permission to play, to explore, to mess up, to come back? Breathing. Inhale high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees. Look forward to the hands. Step or hop, feet forward. Heart lifts, inhale. Exhale, fold. Sink the hips, Utkatasana. Whew. Okay. We're here, aren't we? Aren't we? I'm here. Press into the heels, pull them apart. They don't move, but it's the activity of them trying to pull apart that really activates the outer hips. Can you sink a little lower? Whew. Keep lifting those frontal hip points. Sink a little lower. Can you keep sinking lower? And maybe you use your hands, but maybe you can bring your seat all the way to the earth. Holy mackerel, without using your hands. It might not be the most delicate of landings. Mine certainly wasn't. Hands behind hamstrings. Let's lift the heart, lift the legs. Shins can be parallel to the earth. So if the spine is really rounding here, bring the shins even closer to the earth, less parallel. We want to be able to lift, even if your toes are on the earth, fine. I want you to engage the belly so that you can lift the heart. You're up on sit bones, balancing, arms forward. Woo-hoo-hoo. Balancing takes a lot of muscles, a lot of activity happening. Navasana. Breathing, heart lifting, belly up and in. Now, options, your hands can be down behind you, behind the hips. We're gonna lower halfway, which they say halfway, but I think this is much more than halfway. This is called Arda Navasana, that's why we think halfway. On the next exhale, bring it back up, Navasana. Yes, I know, we're holding Arda Navasana a little bit longer than a few rounds of breath, and that's hard, and that's okay. We can do hard things. What's the story you create in your mind when things are hard? Exhale, Navasana. Last one. What a short little part of your life this happens to be. But can it be big because you are doing good work in your mind? Whoo, Navasana. Okay, feet on the earth. We're gonna do a little playfulness. You can certainly use your hands to come into chair pose, but we're gonna try to rock forward and back along the spine until we build up the momentum and plant the feet and reach the arms. And here I am in chair pose, and I press into the feet and I come to standing. Hands to heart, take a moment, eyes closed. Release the hands. Sink the hips. Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, step back plank. Vinyasa or dog. Making choices. Creating space with our choices. Creating the awareness of agency. Right leg lifts, inhale. Step the foot to the hands, exhale. Stay high on the back toes, outer hip hugs. Come up to crescent warrior. Bring the hands down onto the hips. So on the exhale, yes. On the exhale, we're bending the back knee to tap. Inhale, straighten both legs. Keep a soft bend in that front knee. Exhale, tap. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, tap. Inhale, straighten, pause. Swivel the back heel down. Pull the right hip back, direct the left hip forward. Lift both frontal hip points up. Bend into the front knee. Warrior one. Breathing. Yes, no, maybe. Hands to heart center. Hop the back foot in 3 inches. Straighten the front leg. This might be a nice place for a block. I like it to the inside of my foot. Right hand onto the right hip. Feel the outer hips hug. Feel the back leg strong. Left arm, reach it up. Inhale. Exhale, come halfway. Keep reaching with the spine. Back to front. Tailbone reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward, outer hips hugging so that they're nice and even. And then the hand comes to the block. So you might play with the height of the block, or you might have hand on shin if you have no block or no way to lift the earth. And you also might play around. And then as we find our balance, you might take the right hand to the small of the back. Imagine you could put a teacup there, keep it nice and flat as you twist the chest. Ooh, twisted pyramid pose. Thank you. Maybe the top arm floats up, or twisted triangle. Maybe you could peek up at the lifted hand. Can you see it out of your left eye? One more inhale. Exhale, fold over that front leg. Move the block aside, come onto the back toes, step forward. Heart lifts, inhale. Good morning, hamstrings. Exhale, fold in. Plant the hands. Step back, vinyasa or dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Stay on the back toes, head of a wide base. Press into the front heel, strong back leg. And begin to upright crescent. Hands down onto our hips. Exhale, bend, tap the knee. Inhale, straighten into both legs, balance, core. Exhale, tap. Inhale, use the outer hips to lift. Exhale, tap. This time we're holding as we straighten. Back toes are nice and high. And then swivel the back heel down. Hips like headlights on a car. And then bend into the front knee. Float the arms. Virabhadrasana 1. Hop the back foot in. Straighten into the front leg. Left hand onto left hip. Slight bend in the front knee. As you root down into the ball of the front foot. Keep pulling the left hip back as you reach the right hand forward. You could set the block up. Trying to get that nice long spine. And then the hand might come to the block or shin. The left hand can rest on the small of the back. Keep those hips nice and even, hugging together. Feel the back thigh, the right thigh, spiral back. So you press more into the heel, lifting the inner arch as you twist the chest. And then maybe the left arm floats. Strong legs, keep them engaged. Maybe the gaze could peek towards the left hand. Keep the shoulders wide away from the ears, down the back. And then fold over that front leg. Move the block aside. Step forward. Forward fold, let it feel good. Grab a hold of either elbow. A sway side to side. Let this be a cooling, restorative pose. Notice the thought patterns. Release the arms. Lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Sink the hips, Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale, come to standing. Draw the hands to heart center. Sink the hips, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Heart lifting, Uttanasana. Plant the hands, step back, Vinyasa or dog. Right leg lifts, step it through. Our final standing sequence. Back heel comes to the earth, slight angle. Inhale, warrior 2. So that front leg is externally rotated. The inner thigh is rolling towards the outer thigh. The outer hip pulls back and in, supporting underneath the pose. And the frontal hip points are lifting, turning the chest square towards the left side of the mat. Imagine the feet could pull towards one another. And now straighten into that front leg. Keep a soft bend in it. And we're gonna cut this right hip back as we reach the left fingertips forward. Hand to shin or block. I really like a tall block here because otherwise I collapse so much of my side waist. Just the proportion of my limbs, I think. And then scoop the top arm up and overhead. Belly to spine, supporting this pose. Maybe you float the bottom hand if you've got a lot of extra energy that you want to burn a bit more. Look down. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, hands to the earth. Vinyasa to dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Step it through. Swivel the back heel down. Set your block up if you know you use it. Warrior 2. We're breathing. We're engaged. We're present. We're creating. Watch how you create this pose, how you create this moment. We humans, we are forever creating. Press into the ball of the front foot, straighten the front leg, soft bend in the knee. Reach, 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 reach. Pull that hip back. Hand to block, top arm up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Belly to spine. Maybe The top arm scoops overhead. Keep that back leg engaged. It's pressing into the earth. And if you've got that extra oomph, nice, nice. Your core has got to support this because the weight is all leaning forward and it's, off balance, off center. Look down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, let's create this last vinyasa if you choose it. With intention though, if you do choose it, to dog. To child's pose. Arms extend out in front of you. Heart melts to the earth. Forehead to the earth or a block. Create this space to allow yourself to fully indulge in this pause, in this surrender. How often in our lives are we creating stress or stories about our capacities that just create harm, that create resistance? What if instead I really believed in myself? She said to herself. Lift back up. So we're going into hip openers. You're welcome to come on your back into reclined pigeon like we did at the beginning of class. Or through tabletop, just bringing the right leg forward, the shin towards the top of the mat. Walk the right knee out to the right, so it's not in line with the right hip. It's further towards the side of the mat. Flex the right foot. Look back at your left leg. Make sure it's in a nice long straight line from the hip. Lift the heart. Ooh, and slowly take your time. Let the creation of this pose take its time. We don't need to jam into it. You might come onto forearms or fold in further. You might have a block under your chest or a pillow. You might stack fists to bring the floor to the forehead. Wherever you are, you're breathing, you're reflecting, you're present, curious. Can you deepen your breath even here? As you slowly take yourself out of this pose, we'll lift the heart, we'll do a little back bend, shoulder blades towards the center of the back, pressing the heart forward. And then just swing that right leg back into tabletop. Little wag of the tail. Bring Bring the left shin forward. Left knee out towards the side. Flex the left foot. Take a peek back at your right leg. And then squaring the hips. Take your time. Lower down. Perhaps seeing and appreciating all of the amazing things you create every day. All that you've created in your life up until this moment, all that you will continue to create out in the world, both out in the world and also through your external experience or internal experience, pardon me. Having that appreciation for yourself, for the world at large, the collaborative experience of creation. Even the parts of the world that trigger us and frustrate us, we get to collaborate with them in a way that we bring healing, we bring peace, we bring ease, curiosity. Begin to lift. Again, taking that back bend, that heart pressing forward, long spine. And then just swing the right leg forward. If you're on your back, come up to seated. Legs out in front of you, flesh out from under sit bones, toes flexed. Sole of the right foot to inner left thigh, which takes our hips pointing towards the right. So as we float the arms up, we take a little twist towards the left leg with the torso, but as we fold in over the leg. You can let the head surrender. Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. And bring it back. Lifted. Bring the right knee through center, extend the leg long. Flex that right foot, sole of the left foot to inner thigh. Hips twist or point askew towards the left. Inhale, float the arms. Twist the ribs towards that right leg. Unfold. You can wiggle yourself into it. You can take some pulses, some sways. Letting the breath guide you. Letting the breath create the space for surrender. Bring it back through center. Left leg forward, meeting the right. Sweep the arms, inhale. Reach up and fold forward. Hands to shins, ankles, or feet, wherever they do land is perfect. Head hangs. You might lift flat back for an inhale. And then surrender back down. Roll back up. Scoot the hips towards the front of the mat, but keep the legs straight. We're going to use our core one last little go. See if you can lay back one vertebrae at a time. You can reach the hands forward for a little counterbalance. And you land on the earth. If you have a block useful, this might be nice time for supported bridge. If not, we'll come into regular bridge. Feet on the floor, knees up to the sky. Flatten the lumbar curve on the earth. That's the lowest curve of the spine. Press into the heels and lift the hips. You could slide the block under here or hold on to outer edges of the mat as the shoulder blades roll under. You might interlace hands. Keep the neck long so there's a gentle pressure of back of the head to the earth as chin has a soft lift. If you are on the block, press into the heels, move the block aside. Everybody lower hips to the earth. Walk the feet wide, knock the knees together. Hug the right knee in. Extend the left leg long. Take the right knee over towards the left. Try and keep the right shoulder on the earth. You could take the block underneath the right knee here. Coming into the twist. Come back through center. Extend the right leg long, hug the left knee in. If you're using the block, move it to the right. And take the left knee towards the right. Can you soften somewhere as you breathe heavy into the belly? You're creating this intimate relationship with your body through your yoga practice. You're beginning to more clearly understand the messages that the body sends. You're beginning to feel into different areas that perhaps you've never felt before. Come back through center. Hug both knees in. Bring the forehead towards the knees, maybe tuck the nose between them, give a squeeze. And then open it out. Extend the legs, extend the arms, and land. Take a deep breath in and out. Resting here in Shavasana. Placing your hands on your body, heart and belly. Acknowledging that you have created this space. You have created this moment where you can fully be with yourself. To inquire within, what is it that I would like to create today? Reach the arms overhead. Point the toes, flex the feet. Hug the knees in, give yourself a squeeze. Rock forward and back along the spine to come into a seat with the eyes closed. Noticing, how do you feel? Bring the hands together at the heart. Lift the heart, bow the head. Take your awareness of all of your creativity with you off the mat today. Shanti, peace.